tell me, how did you get started in this industry?
Oh, that was a while ago. I started when I was 18. Now I'm 31. So one of my friends, she just introduced me kind of to that industry. I'm originally from Ukraine. And very long time ago, my friend just came in a restaurant when we've been working. She's like, Regina, there is a very interesting job. Do you want to try it? So we started in a romance category, it's not existing anymore. And that was pretty interesting for me because my English level was, there was no English at all, let's say that. And that's kind of giving me a good start to start learning English and to be more curious about um, the language and the basic communication between me and other people. So that's how I started.
Did you learn most of your English by being on the site?
Yes, mostly yes. But 11 years ago, I moved to the United States, and I just keep learning it here. But my start was online. We used translator. I was writing a little notes and just start watching only English movies without translation, music, and I had a lot of members like from United States and Canada. They kind of helped me a lot with the studying. They was very patient and waiting until I could translating back and forward. There was a little lack of communication in the first years, but this wasn't too hard. It actually was pretty interesting. I was ready to learn something new, and that's how I started.
Incredible. Very impressive.
Thank you. I lived in Hawaii like for 5 years, and then I moved to Washington State. And but I have always opportunity to travel and like go in a place where I want. Also, my job is kind of giving me that amazing opportunity that I don't have to be in one place and working remotely. That's just something what I love to do.
Isn't that so liberating to just know that when you want to go and work somewhere else or travel or whatever the case is, you have that freedom?
Yes, that's amazing feeling and understanding. Even let's say when COVID started, right? Everyone was just locked down. A lot of people lost their job. And I had a zero worrying about that because my job is not connecting to any office or anything. I can be anywhere I want and just do my job, do my work, the thing what I like. And there was no obligation for me like I have to be in one place and stay in the same state or cities or anything like that. Just the opportunity to travel, discover the world, just amazing chance, I think, for everybody.
Hmm. What is it that you love the most about your career or what you do?
I learned a lot about man, about humans. So the psychology part of that is very interesting for me. The people, the behaviors, the way how they think, the way how they act, and generally, I'm very like to be around the people and have a knowing not just the basic stuff what they're ready to telling you when you see them one on one, but something what they secretly hiding.
Right.
So that's was just I think my passion. I love to know something what nobody knows. Also, that's I think for a lot of girls, that's a good start to be confident and having clear understanding who they are and what they can do if they use it in proper way. Okay, of course.
What would you say is the biggest lesson you've learned in your career?
Well, in my career, like about myself, it's you never gonna be somebody else. You never have to pretend. You have to be yourself. You have to love yourself. And if you have something in your mind, you have to let it be. Don't be shy. Don't afraid like somebody will judge you or not gonna be approving your choice. You have only one life and you have to enjoy it and you have to live it the way you want. And if you have opportunity to do something what do you like, never try to change yourself for just society.
Okay, wait, I that just inspired me. I'm like, yes, that is so true. I feel inspired right now. Like, live my life to the fullest for myself, authentically. It's so interesting that I hear that a lot. That for some reason, this particular industry and career pushes you to be authentic and to live authentically. I'm curious why you think that is.
Uh, like I always surround a lot of people right online. There is an online life and there is just a real life. And you turn off your camera. You turn off your camera. Why would you change yourself for just society who is around you? Why do you have to be somebody else and pretend?
Mhm.
I always ask you my questions. Like, why do I have to shy? A lot of girls shy to say like to their friends or other like people who's around them, what are they doing, right? But I don't think there have to be any thoughts like that in their heads. It's giving you more inside freedom. Like I am free inside to do whatever I like. I, I don't care what people think about me. So I think the part that you are independent, you are self-made, you can say that. You are a boss of yourself. You have you don't have to kind of changing for anybody else. Freedom. I think freedom giving you that opportunity. Freedom of your actions and feelings and thoughts. Yeah.
Very well said. You touched on, having that freedom to not care what others think or dealing with judgment and that type of thing. And I'm curious, have you had to deal with judgment from family or from friends or any conflicts in that area?
Yeah. Long time. Well, you see, it was a very long time ago. People change a lot, but on the beginning, when I like said to like when I open up kind of to my friends because we all started to do that like kind of secretly
Mm-hmm.
with my friend because people are like, oh, what are you doing? It's kind of prostitution or blah blah blah. When I told it to my friend, at first some people laugh, some people just ask questions. Um, and my friends mostly was guys, so they was mostly curious about that. They asked me a lot of questions, like, oh, what it is, what are you doing, blah blah blah.
How do
Uh,
I sign up?
no, none of them ask about that actually. But I bet there was a lot of people who was just even my friends in my free chat, and they was like trying to figure out what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so it's a curiosity kind of. Some people just been judging behind my back, but I never care about that to be honest.
You don't. Okay.
It just I think it's part of my personality. Like I don't really care what people think about personally me because it's my life. Come on, it's I live in it not for somebody else. Definitely not.
How would you describe what it is you do? I'm curious, like what do you call yourself and how would you describe it to someone?
Um, I'm adult creator. I can say that I'm mind teasing goddess. That's what I'm doing. Mostly, I do what I like. I'm teasing people. I giving them chance to live their dream and open up to the world. Even it's gonna be 10, 15 minutes, but they're gonna experience it themselves for who they really are. So I'm basically adult creator and person who you can come and tell wherever you think.
Mm.
I'm not gonna judge. I'm gonna be understanding and just accepting you for who you are and helping you live your dream. But
That's
when
a
my friend is asking, I'm telling that very easy way. I'm just a doll creator or content creator because I do a lot of content making also. And that's it. That's how I describe myself. If somebody have more questions, I'm gonna be more than happy to share.
I love how you said that. Part of what you do is just allowing people to tell you whatever they want to tell you. and you just are accepting of them. That
Exactly.
is such a service. That is such a service. I'm serious, you know?
There is a lot of different categories of people join LiveJasmin, and it's not necessarily they are looking for some sexual actions. It could be just lonely people, people who wants to say something. You not always can say everything to psychologists because you can't.
Right.
It could be a lot of different kind of people. That's why maybe I'm not accepting that work just like a sex job. It's so much more. If you want to have some limits, yeah, it could be only sex job, but it's not. It's so much deeper and it's so much more than that.
Now that you've described to me what you do and how you consider yourself or explain it to others, can you tell me what you think the members are really tell me what you think the members are coming for truly and why they come back?
My specific members who join me in like my company, let's say for 6 7 years and more, I do have mostly regular people, very late, rarely who is coming like once in a while. Um, they are like part of my life. They
Mhm.
know everything about me. I know everything about them. I know the darkest desires, what they have. They cannot say to their even girlfriend or anyone who they have in their life, families, friends. So they are curious, definitely, but they want to learn more about the sexual desires, and that's my kind of members. Um, a lot of them come in for a very basic pleasure, human pleasure, physical pleasure, and that's also normal. They don't want to talk. They cannot open up for some reason, and they don't even need or want to open up. They just want to do their stuff and kind of leave. That's what they want. And there is a lot of people who just are looking for a friend, let's say girlfriend kind of relationship. They deeply they understand there is a slightly chance there can be some kind of real relationship, but they build in the relationship because they're super busy. They don't have time for like dating or just even chatting with somebody like online, finding a love or something. A lot of big portion of these people, and some people just love having fun and just enjoying themselves. It's like you can go on Jasmine literally having the best party of your life if you find in the right person.
Mhm.
It's gonna be just two of you party, or it's gonna be a group of party. It depends who you met. Like sometimes I had like 10 people in the same private, and they know they all 10 in the same private, and they do all the same stuff, and they love it. Like it just kind of a group of people who is ready to have party, kinky, nutty party. Well, they never have anywhere like in a club or anywhere else. I'm trying to enjoy my life, love my life, and just having every second happy moment. That's kind of my feelings about that.
Beautiful. I'm curious how your life has changed, even just financially.
So financially, at the beginning, I had two jobs. So I've been because my first education, I'm a chef, so I've been working in a restaurant, and then I started Jasmine, and I started feeling that I'm Jasmine. I'm making like 3 times more, and in 2 weeks, I quit my job.
Wow, no.
Like just because I started making so much more without English, and I was knew that I need to like I can let myself look pretty all the time how I love. I can dress up wherever I like. I don't have to cut my nails because I'm working on the kitchen. So um, financially, I start traveling. I can afford so much more. Um, it's also learned me how to like financial education, let's say that, how to invest, how to use your money properly, how to think about your future. And it's giving me, when you start making a lot of money, like a lot of money for 20 years old girl, I was making pretty good amount of money living in Ukraine. That was thousands of money for me. I started thinking how I'm going to use them. On the first, you start potting, what is awful decision.
Oh.
And buying like all the dresses, shoes, wherever you like.
That's part of being young, right?
Yeah. But then you start getting, okay, I have already 100 shoe, like 100 pair of heels, and I do have more than enough. I want to travel. Then you start travel. I start traveling. I traveled the whole Europe. Like, okay, I love travel. I want to travel more. And when I travel to United States, I'm like, okay, I'm going to stay here.
Oh,
And here is
nice.
life start being different because you have to be financially educated. You need to learn how to use your money, how to invest, and how to make more money from money, how to invest in yourself, your education, and like in your equipment and everything. What is going to give you more opportunities to make more money. So financially, it's like improving my life big time. I do
Mm.
have a multiple source of income right now, and it's all started from LiveJasmin. Let's be honest about that, because my first like 100K I made on Jasmine, and this was my first investment. And then it just started being more and more and more. And every time when I quit Jasmine, when I quit LiveJasmin, like for 1 year, I'm taking a break because I'm refreshing myself, kind of start learning something new, and giving myself a break because it can be emotional drainage also. I'm coming back and I know I'm gonna make even more than I did before because it's just something what I know how to do. I know
Yeah.
the limits. New people, new me. Why not?
And you're refreshed. I feel like after you take a break, like you said, that's something too. I really appreciate that you're demonstrating with your words is that this can be hard work. It is glamorous and it can be glamorous, and it can also, like you said, it can be draining. And it's important to give yourself that break. And it's beautiful that you're able to build a foundation where you can take a year off. You can take 2 years off. I mean, my goodness, I don't know a lot of people that can just take a year or two off of work.
I actually just back from my, let's say, 2 years, almost 2.5 years vacation. And I'm back online and I see all the people, like we've been chatting, like when I was off, I was jumping online once in a while. But most of the time when I'm coming back, new refresh, a lot of things happen in my life. I've been travel a lot again, do a lot of different work, and been trying to work in the office. What is awful boring. Don't want to do that again ever. And when I'm coming back, full of energy, it just it's just nice to feel how people been waiting for you and they're like, oh, we miss you so much. There is a lot of things changing in our lives. You know, I know some people get married, they started their families, but they're still coming back after all because it could be so much more than just a shallow like adult job. So much more. So yeah, it could be hard sometimes when you work in like 12 hours a day.
Right.
It could be very you can feel very tired after all, physically and emotionally empty, and everybody need refresh. So I think all the girls need to feel those balance. When you're gonna be empty inside, you're not gonna make more. You're just gonna feel worse. So refresh yourself, come back again.
And then you'll make more.
Yeah, and then you're gonna make more. You're gonna because all the people they are searching for your energy. Everyone who is there, they want to feel your energy. That's the way how it's gonna be. They're gonna give money in exchange to feel themselves happy and refreshed and recharge and just distress in themselves that way. So they're gonna take your energy most likely.
Mm.
That's like my personal opinion since many years of my experience. Maybe it's just my my vampire is coming that way. I like to stay productive and see that my action actually bring me some benefits. So that's kind of, if I see a benefits from my actions, I don't even get tired. When you go on Jasmine, you can see right away who's from the studio and who's independent.
Mhm.
Um, First of all, who's in a studio, they can see just looking somewhere on their phone. You know, they're just sitting hours. Because if you're sitting 80 hours, you're gonna get your money. And that's from my experience when I see girls who's working independent, and I know a lot of independent models who especially lives in the United States, they are always proactive
Mm.
because nobody forced them. It's not obligation. It's not like it's not they have to do that. Like we're doing it on our own. We know that we're making that sort of money. We're going online to see people, to communicate with the people, to hang out with somebody and having fun. When somebody is kind of forcing you because that's your job, but there's big possibility in the morning you don't have mood to go online. You just wake up and you don't want. So being and working on a studio, but on a studio you have your shift. I think so. You have your shift and you have to go there. So it's a big it's a big difference between the one who's working on a studio and the one who works independently. But when you're working on a studio, they are taking care mostly of your like your staging, like I mean your room, your they planning everything for you, like your photo shoots, did you helping you a lot. So for new models and also working in a studio, it's a very good way to organize yourself and understand and kind of that's also a work. It's not nothing, it's a work. You have to be organized and you have to plan your day and you have to understand what this day is going to bring to you. No faking.
No faking. You're such a great example of all the wonderful things a model is and should be. And I'm so impressed by you. Even you're so young, and you've learned how to make your money work for you. You talked about that earlier about investing your money so that you make money from your money. And that is such a wise and important thing to do. Where did you learn that? How did you learn that you need to do these things?
Because when you start making like a lot of money, you seen them on your bank account. You do have a lot. I do have a lot of members who is financial advisors, businessmen, and just people, pretty wealthy people. They you speak to them openly, and sometimes we having that kind of conversation, what to do with your money, what you can do better. They can advise you, they can help you. Um, and also online, well, I just read it. I was thinking, okay, if I would like to go for a month on vacation, why would I just invest? Money is going to work for me and that's going to be beneficial for me.
What are your goals? What's the future for you? Where do you want to be in 10 years?
And 10 years. Mm, so I do have a land on Hawaii and I started building like property there. It's not like a hotel, but it could be. The ideal future for me, I want to build a studio and community of women who wants to get in the industry in a proper way with the proper tools, with the proper ideas and understanding what are they doing. That's like what I would like to do. I want to manage that studio. I want to be its mine. I'm not looking necessarily to make money from that, but just to have it like photo studio, helping to do video making and all the kind of thing. That's what I want to do. And it's most likely I'm living on Hawaii, enjoying my juice, doing my yoga, swimming in the ocean, surfing a lot, and just living my days. That's what how I see my future. I met a lot of different models, not just from LiveJasmin, from the other platforms too. We had a lot of conversation. All of my friends who I know They are just incredibly smart women, like incredible, self-made. I can say they are business lady. They know how to rock it. They know how to make money, how to, because when you on LiveJasmin, basically you have to do your marketing, your advertisement, your video making, your portfolio, and you have to present yourself in a proper way. You have to do it all on your own. Like when you just go in working on some basic job, you're just doing the some small amount of work. You don't have to think about all the other stuff about the customers, customer service also, and content creating and all those ideas and everything. So all of my friends, they are, that's why I'm saying content makers, because you still have to do a content still, because if you're going to be limited and shallow about your actions, just the basic flash shops, they are not going to take member for a long time, because it's just basic flash shops. There have to be something more deeper, like I always say, get right in their hats and live there forever. Like you said, it's not one dimension at all. It could
Yeah.
be, it could be if you let it be one dimension, but most of the time it's just so much more.
It's so much more. And so it's like the part of this industry that's obvious is the sexuality. We get that. That's there. But that's not all that's there. And that's part of what we want to show. I mean, that's why I love interviewing models like you, where it's like I'm talking to a really smart businesswoman in my, you know what I mean? Like, and you showcase that beautifully. And that's what so many models are. They're not just, getting naked in front of a camera. I mean, you guys are business women who are providing many times a service. I know some of these members that I've interviewed, they're like, yeah, my favorite model, I've never even seen her nude.
Yeah,
Like,
the same thing. One of my most of the time I never like undress. Like
mhm,
I don't even need to. They don't ask. They don't need that. Some
right.
members like, I'm joining you private for a while. I never see you naked. Yes, you never see me naked. You never see any kind of actions. And once with my very regular guy, he's like, let's try. Like, okay, let's try. And it's literally didn't work out like at all.
We want the voice and the stories to come from the people who are actually part of the industry, either a member or the model. And we want it to be your words, your truth, your story.
Yeah, yeah, I do understand that. That's why Jasmine is definitely not one dimension. And it's not just a basic. I know one girl, she is real estate agent. She is literally selling houses and helping her members to buy a good property while they have a private. They have a private. He pay her for her time, and she is searching for a right house to invest.
It's fascinating to me. I love that.
When she told me that, I'm like, "Are you serious?" She's like, "Yes, I am serious. I think I'm just grateful for the life what I have.
I think that's beautiful. Yeah.
But I think what I learned and what I'm experiencing, doesn't matter what it is good or bad. It's still my experience. Sometimes it's happened, I still living, and I'm just accepting everything, loving everything. So it's kind of what I have in my mind to be.
I think that's beautiful. Yeah, that's a great way to be living, to just feel grateful for your life and how everything has played out. Very beautiful. Thank you so much. This has been an incredible interview, really. One
Thank
of
you.
my favorites. One of my favorites. Absolutely.
Thank you for that. I'm appreciated for your time too. This was